Dear baby lie, I was thinking today about how I used to always wish I was someone else. I didn't care who, as long as I didn't have to be me. I wonder what that is a symptom of. I started writing to you so that someday you will have something from me. I was feeling lost, adrift on an anchorless ship, navigating a sea of emptiness where memories should live.
It was at Scribner's Barn when they was having it there. I went with Dad and everything. Dad always loved to dance, so he went to the dances.
She had a red dress on. You want to know if you could take home the red Benjamin? Grandpa said yes.
The next week, when he asked me to go with him the next week, and I said yes. So when I went out, he bought the new truck, and he had lilacs all around.
How long did you guys date?
Not too long.
It took a little longer because Mike and I think it was Memorial Day weekend, our first date, and we were married end of September, so say that was even quicker.
Hey, you know what? I think Gus and I, our first date was, let's see, I think it was a Halloween party. He asked me, I think a month later after we started dating, he asked me to marry him, and then we got married in June. So hey.
Jackie got married real quick too.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like with Mom.
Yeah.
They had a little bun in the oven.
Yeah.
Oh, Grammy had a bun in the oven?
Jackie was there.
and Jackie did too. So Grammy Benjamin, her mother was pregnant when they got married too. Well,
Not so much of a big deal now.
I want to know all the ones.
I mean, you gotta figure my father was 20 years older than my mother. And, you know, my father cheated on my mother from day one. What if she knew when she was freaking 20 years old? I don't know if she did or not, but what if she did? You know, and I don't think my father ever abused her physically, certainly emotionally. He went to, I remember one of the most epic fights they ever had was because he went to beneficial finance. Oh my God, what a fight that was. But yeah, you know, that whole dynamic is just interesting. And then Skip came into it. Me and him never really connected. No, never did. I mean, he was fucked up. No, he was definitely fucked up. I mean, you watch your mother shoot your father and then watch her shoot herself. Yeah. Fucking crazy shit. Oh my God. Crazy shit. And then, you know, my evolution was just, I was a rebel like Marie, so my mother weren't having that, so we just were, you know, then when she finally, you know, just, we went to court and she gave up custody of me. And I ended up in foster homes. You know, she told the court that I was unmanageable and she didn't want me.
How old were you when that happened?
15. You know, me and my father were so close, and me and my mother weren't. You know, and I think it was just she felt like the more time I spent with him, the worse I was going to get. Because, I mean, I'll never forget what she used to say, because I think I only dated one girl from Montpelier. The rest of them were all from Northfield. Oh my God, she would never let that go. Go up sucking around that trash in Northfield. You're just like your father.
Like most of the Johnsons, as we know, when they drank, they got mean.
Mm-hmm. They used to come in the middle of the night.
Right.
They'd been out drinking or whatever, and they would come in the middle of the night, like 2
And it was
o'clock
before
in the morning.
it was before Kim was born, so it was us 5 kids upstairs, and you'd hear all this commotion. They'd come in
And wake the whole family up. Wake us up upstairs. We'd hear him. We'd come down, and it was one night he was drunk. I mean, stumbling drunk, and we had a kitchen, one of those old kitchen wood stoves.
Home Comfort.
And
It was a Home
he
Comfort. That was the brand.
fell, and that stovetop was like red. You could see it was red hot. And he fell and he hit
His arm on it.
And Dad, picked him up and he said, "Let me look at that." And he goes, I'm all right. They came one night and Dad got sick of it.
Mm-hmm. It was the last time.
It was the last time they came because he took him out and outside, and it was in the winter. And he shoved his head into the snowbank. And he said, "Don't ever come back here again."
What a ruckus.
Yeah. It was
Very old.
entertaining for us kids when we were little watching him though. So drunk.
I wonder why I don't want to drink.
Heck? Yeah.
Plus, they'd always get mean. The Johnsons were always mean. They'd
Yeah.
have fights and knock
Yeah.
each other out, take guns to each other, shoot at each other. Some of our uncles shot at each other when they were drunk. And
I remember that thing at Aunt Shirley's house. What was it? Was it 4th of July party or something?
I don't remember. It was the summer.
Yeah, it was the summer.
But that was when Dad went off in the ditch. Mom drove
Yeah.
home. We were
Yeah.
all so quiet because Mom never
Yeah.
drove.
Dad passed out.
But that was the same night. Dad had stopped drinking. He was trying not to drink. I don't know about the smoking. But I remember standing there by Dad, and Shirley came over, and she wanted him to drink. And he didn't. He said, "No, I'm not drinking." And she goes, "What, are you too good to drink with your own sister?" And he drank. I remember Dad saying one time, and I don't remember if it was that night or what, but I think it's when we were leaving. He just said, "How is it that every time we go over to your family's house, there's never a problem, but every time we go to mine, he goes, there's always a fight."
Yeah, I mean, I was a hippie. I'd smoked pot, and I was, I wore my bib overalls all the time. And Henry was the pastor. He calls me up one day. He's getting ready to do a sermon, and he calls me up and he says, "Brother Gus, I want you to come up here." So up front I went. He had me stand beside him. He goes, "Now right here, what we got is we got an example of somebody who doesn't understand how to dress when they come to church." Yeah, he pretty much fucking humiliated me right there, right in front of the whole church. I mean, 50 people sitting there, and I'm looking at him, and so it's like, okay, well, that was the end of my bib overalls. I never really felt good about myself, I guess, as it was easy for me to get involved in an organization that made me feel really comfortable and made me feel good about myself. I just never did. I never felt secure in who I was as a person. I never felt, I never had any real self-confidence, partly because of, my mother and father, and I just never felt like I really was accepted by people. And then, of course, the church is fucking master of that, that cult fucking thing. And so that's when it kind of started, where things started to, it was more, it wasn't, then the conditional love started. If you want our love now, then you got to earn it. You got to prove it. You got to prove yourself, and you got to prove that you're. It was always about more, about more, about more, about more. Deeper spirituality, and really at the end of the day, it wasn't about that at all. It was just about everybody had their own agenda. And once you get involved in it to the point where me and Mom were involved in it, and they got Mom too, because Mom, our father had died, and she was very vulnerable. She was sexually abused, and all of a sudden now she's got this unconditional love. We were in Maine, and we were pastoring up there. It was right after you were born. Oh my God, you brought so much life into that church when you were born, because it was all old people. It was unbelievable, when we brought you into that church, and fucking Christ, it was just amazing. Everybody was all of a sudden just like invigorated by you,